Hello and welcome into our ESPN FC studios as we react to what we've just seen between Belgium and Egypt in Group G. Another draw. Kay Murray, Craig Burley and Stevie Nicol here in the studio. What do you make of that one then, Craig?
Better in the second half, particularly from Belgium. Belgium were terrible in the first half. Good goal from Egypt. Never really looked in trouble. Their keeper had nothing to do. And then a couple of chances went Egypt's way. Doku had a sclaff for Belgium. And then they go to the big man, don't they? They go to Romelu Lukaku because they were pretty desperate. And within seconds of him coming on, it was an own goal, but his very presence there for the ball across got Belgium back in the game. In fact, he should have won the game at the end with a header. Yep. Got it all wrong. And some things never change. Mo Salah was substituted and it wasn't Arne Slot.
And he took the hump.
And he took the raving hump.
I mean, come on, guys, it's his birthday today.
Mo Salah was taken off and he came off. Well, you wouldn't expect him to come off with a smile on his face because you don't want to be taken off. But he came off with the raving hump again and blanked the Egyptian manager. So it's not just Liverpool where Mo likes to be in charge.
Yeah, so he had the assist on the opening goal for Egypt from ashore, but as Craig said, not happy to be taken off there, Stevie. Was he right to be a little bit annoyed?
Not really. I don't. Listen, at the end of the day, if you're going to go far in this competition, and Egypt want to go far, there's a lot of games. It's humid, it's warm, it's hot. And so he has to have a better attitude about it and realise that, you know what, OK, there's 15 minutes to go. Do I want to stay on? Yes. Do I want to score? Yes. Do I want to do something that makes a difference? But the truth is, everybody's going to have to get a break sometime. So it really, his attitude has to change in terms of whether he starts or whether he comes on or whether he comes off. Because you can't have your so-called star taking the hump because it affects everybody. You saw how it affected Liverpool. You saw how it affected the fans. So, yeah, he needs to change his attitude a little bit.
Let's get to Belgium and obviously the impact that Lukaku did make. Because as you mentioned, we saw the two sides of it. We saw him coming on and making that instant impact, forcing what ended up being an own goal for the equaliser. But then that chance to seal a win for Belgium at the end came his way and it didn't go his way. No,
and look, he's hardly played any football whatsoever. So that timing is off. And then you've got the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, who was also part of this golden generation, who really can't influence it. Well, he certainly didn't today. Influence a game like he once did. Stevie was looking up. I think he's played 18 games for Napoli. So he left Manchester City at the tail end of his career, got this big move to Napoli in Italy, hasn't played that much, but Romelu Lukaku's played even less. So his very presence got the goal. But I think you saw within the timing of the header from a really good cross in, he gets in front, he gets ahead of the ball, loses the flight of the ball, and it sort of, comes off at an angle when it should have.
I guess we can give him a little slack. He's played 64 minutes of football all season. So
I don't blame him for that.
No, he's going to...
And then if it weren't for him, you could say then the equaliser wouldn't have come because he comes on and that comes.
No, I think we should give him a little slack on the header and absolutely 100% give him credit. As Craig said, there's no question his presence is what he's put two defenders off, and they've actually both touched it. The first defender's panicked, it's come off him, and the second one's put it in. And that was all because of Lukaku. So I think we give him a break for the header.
I played with, I don't know if Stevie had this, but I played with a couple of guys well into my Scotland career, and we played a couple of huge games at Hampden. And a couple of the guys had not been playing, similar to Lukaku, had not been playing for their club. We're basically playing in the reserves. But they were so experienced, the manager wanted them to play. But you could clearly see they were not match fit, not match sharp, not up to speed, and they were half a yard or a yard slow to everything. So the very fact that Rudy Garcia is having to go to Romelu Lukaku tells you about the rest of the Belgium squad, that he has played so little football. So it's not easy. He made an impact, but when you've played as little football as that and you haven't been thrown into a World Cup at 33, he's getting bigger as well. He's not getting smaller, so he's very cumbersome. It's really not easy, but I think it says more about Belgium and where they are than it does about Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah, they're lacking that star quality because you mentioned the golden generation. Obviously, we're seeing the likes of Kevin De Bruyne getting older now. They've got a great goalkeeper in between the sticks. I suppose Doku's the one who stands out right now as the hopes for Belgium, right?
Well, he was kind of the go-to, and he did have an opportunity in the game, but just just got it horribly wrong and put it well over the crossbar and probably wide as well. But yeah,
Tielemans would be another one who does a good job.
But
De Ketelaere was going to be one of the big stars when he went to Milan, wasn't it?
Invisible today.
But it hasn't worked out for him. I mean, he's still playing in Italy, but hasn't worked out for him. They got some good players, but the likes of Mooney and that still playing, wrong end of their career, in terms of the age. So yeah, it's a Belgian side I expect very little from in this World Cup. Very little at all.
They're miles off what Belgium were or what Belgium could have been. It took them an hour before they got a shot on target today. That isn't going to get you out of group, never mind win a World Cup.
Yeah, just talking Omar Marmoush as well as a player I should probably mention. We saw him send it over in the 59th minute. He had an attempt deflected wide in the 65th minute. That's another name that obviously we were looking out for today.
Yeah, well, the way Egypt plays absolutely suits him down to the ground. It's counter-attacking football, relying on his pace. And, when he gets in and around that box, he's not looking to play anybody in. He's looking to get half a yard and get a strike. So, yeah, the way Egypt play 100% suits him. And it also suits Mo Salah as well, because he was floating around. But, yeah, Marmoush, no question, he's their go-to. It's not Mohamed Salah, it's Marmoush.
There's a real question there's no question about Marmoush's pace, but there's a big question mark about his end product. Right. When we were in London for the semi-finals of the FA Cup and the final, Neda Manua said to me, the big question mark the big problem they have with Marmoush at City and why he doesn't play more, because he's weak in the final third. He got the one he was through, Stevie, and he got nudged off the ball. Yep. It was pretty good defending because it wasn't a penalty, but it was a little nudge. But he's weak in that area. He rushes his chances. He sort of snatches at them. He's not prolific. He maybe scored a few more goals in Germany.
It's feast of famine, isn't it?
It is. He's got the pace. He makes some good runs, but I think there's a big question mark, and certainly City have it, and that's why he didn't play more, is that when he's in that final third, he doesn't have, thus far, the composure or that clinical edge to his game to finish off all the good work. So, yeah, good pace and all that, but they're going to need somebody to put the ball in the back of the net.
Who's more likely of those two today to top the group? It's Group G, with Iran and New Zealand elsewhere in that group.
I think Egypt.
You think Egypt? Is that what you think too, Stevie?
I think so, yeah. Well, because the way they play, it suits the players they have. And Belgium, quite frankly, don't look as though they know how to break anybody down. Considering, on the face of it, they look to have most of the possession. They never looked like creating anything. And the fact that the goalie gets an own goal just kind of highlights what we're talking about.